stand, we'll fight. It's not over till it's over.
Hello and welcome back to the Gfinity coverage of the leagues for the European Championship qualifier, and then of course on to the World Championship qualifier. I am Bryce and I'm joined by Gooch.
Yep, welcome to this evening's show. If you are just joining us, we're just having a few technical difficulties, waiting for the teams to get themselves ready, and we will have some more Call of Duty action ready and waiting for you very, very soon. So, for those of you just joining us, let's bring you up to speed. What have we seen on the stream so far this evening, Bryce?
Well, we actually saw Infuse go against Tech. Infuse are not happy about that loss, by the way. They're kind of thinking we probably won't make it into the in the actual top 4 now.
Are they getting really worried?
They are. Well, you know what? They should be. It's going to be a very difficult league as it is. You certainly don't want to come off the back of a first loss. I've also been told TCM won their game 3-1, I believe.
Yeah, they lost the S&D to the team they played. What is it?
S&D All-Stars.
Yeah,
which kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, Qualification is easy, I believe, was the team name, was it not? And they are very, very strong at the Search and Destroy. As you've said, I don't think they've dropped one at all.
Yeah, well, no, they have dropped one or two, but they seem to win them more often than not. So they clearly got that S&D going for them there. We are going away for a game. I'm not entirely convinced it's going to be Aware versus TYT. Sorry, we are.
You are going to be disappointing people there, Brycey. They're going to be gunning for you, you know.
Well, unfortunately, they're going to have to gun for me.
That's all right, mate. I'll be your bodyguard as we walk out of the studio.
But I now think we might actually be going to the Epsilon game.
Oh, well, what a game to jump to.
Well, as if games go, they can't get much higher profile than Epsilon. So let's see if we can get them into this game, Gucci, and get this underway. I believe they have what most people call an easy team. And we weren't going to stream this game because we believe, all rational people would believe it's going to be a 3-0. However, we are having problems with the Aware versus, TYT game. I believe it's been started, so we're going to try and jump into a different game.
Okay, so we're going to try and get this underway for you. As soon as we know what's going on, we will let you know, of course. Now, the graphics that you did just see on your screen was a list of all of the groups that are the pre-qualification that get you a ticket to London. And then, of course, you'll fight it out when you get to London to get that all-important trip to LA and the Call of Duty World Championships, a $1 million tournament. That is what we are playing for here. Essentially, the winner of that tournament does take home $400,000. Of course, split between 4, that's $100,000 each for playing Call of Duty. What an impressive amount of money.
It certainly is. If you want to join in the discussion, you can do via our social media. Of course, it will be the Twitter at Gfinity, the Facebook that is Gfinity UK, the YouTube that is going to be Gfinity TV, and the website gfinity.net, where you can find out all about who's in what groups, what fixtures are coming up, and all that information besides.
Gives you everything to look forward to over the next coming weeks.
Certainly does. I believe we are currently waiting for an invite, and I should just have it there. We do have the invite from Epsilon. A lot of people's favourites to do some serious damage at the World Championships. Got to get there first, though. So let's find out. They are all in the lobby.
Okay, so
and
who
we
are
are ready to rock.
Against here? They're playing against.
Taking a little while to figure that one out.
Oh, mate, I can't read. Who's in the game? Ebanks, Dabs, Zudanio.
Well, never mind. Let's talk about the game going on. We'll find out from our admins just exactly what's going on. We have jumped rather unexpectedly to this one, but we are now going to go on board. Like I said, I believe it is a really easy game. I know it's not different gravy or.
Oh, it's AYA.
There we go. AYA.
I was having trouble reading.
I was going to say, you've got them all in front of you. You just couldn't seem to see it. But never mind. We're going to jump on board.
Get me back to Specsavers.
Yeah, we're going to jump on board as soon as this game is in fact ready. I don't know what we're waiting for now. I was talking to them there. Graciously, they have actually held off their game for a couple of minutes, so we could jump in the lobby. So I'd like to thank both of these teams for giving us the opportunity to just stream this game. I love it when a team cooperates with everything we're trying to do here. I know a lot of you guys are big fans of the sport, so you'd like to see as much as possible. So we're just literally waiting for this one. I believe it's going to be Epsilon hosting, since they are the higher seed, being the second team in Europe in total of pro points. Yeah,
many of the pros, incidentally, not just in Epsilon, but it's a common ground among them. They're all expecting Epsilon to take their group very convincingly, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. So it does look like we are waiting for someone. We actually have just one last player coming in. which actually makes an uneven number of players. So that's kind of interesting there. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. We're just currently waiting to see how the game starts. It will, of course, it looks like Domination Freight will be the first map, although that should be the second map, and it should be S&D.
Yeah, you are exactly right, because it should be the same map set as well.
It should be the same map set, I'm not entirely sure. Somebody has now left the lobby, and it is actually a member of Epsilon, so I think...
okay. Perhaps we're changing host.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to change host.
Either way, we will have some Call of Duty action for you very, very shortly.
Yes, I can only apologise about the small delay. We're trying to make sure everything's fair and equal between the teams, and like I said, we will be streaming at every team at least once. So don't worry about missing out on your favourite teams. You will definitely see them on stream, covered by Gfinity at some point. We also have the French and German leagues coming up on Wednesday as well. So be sure to don't miss them, as they should also be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's sort of the good thing about these qualifiers is it's all of the very best teams that all come together to play each other, which of course does produce some top class action.
It certainly does, and we're actually jumping back into the lobby now, trying to find out from the admin what exactly is going on. I'm not entirely sure. Things like both teams are in different lobbies, and I have no idea why that is. Oh, apparently we're going to host, so that's kind of interesting.
Does that mean
I think both teams have in fact agreed to go for a dedicated host, which doesn't happen all that often. The rules are if we are streaming your game, I just actually clarified this for them just a couple of minutes ago. If we are hosting your team and both teams agree, then it's quite happy to put a dedicated host on. But both teams have to agree. If there's a dispute in any way, that's it. It's going to go to the normal hosting rules.
Which is the highest seed team host first map, yes. And switches.
Yes, 1, 3, and 5 for the higher host team.
Okay, so there we go. We have that clarified for you. Just inviting the necessary teams in for you now.
And I have been told they actually want esports rules switched on for the S&D, but only the S&D.
Okay.
Simply because it does turn off third personing.
That's understandable.
But
being at home.
I believe they've agreed that as well, so that shouldn't be a problem. But we're not going to switch it on quite yet because it does make a little bit of lag, I believe. So we're going to wait for it. The team's now getting in. I need to set this one up, and it's going to be on Domination.
So it's going to be Domination on Octane first, man? If my memory
Yeah, that should be Domination Octane. Going to make it unlimited points. It starts at 200. If it goes to more than 200 one side, that would be quite awkward. Just checking everything is completely ready for this one. No, just want delay. Friendly fire. Just making sure. Because you can cover them while I'm doing this if you want.
Okay, so Brycey is actually no. I just like you talking about the rules. It's the first time.
I don't really want to just talk about the rules, if I'm perfectly honest. But continuing on with this, who do you think? I mean, we are going to think this is a straight 3-0, Gooch. There's no other prediction, surely.
Well, you never know, Bryce. I mean, stranger things have happened, but the way this Epsilon team have looked, it's sort of a given. I mean, on the roster there, I mean, you've got Tommy, speaks for itself, Jerd, only come into the scene, well, I say the scene, like the limelight in the past sort of, say 12 months or so?
Yeah. It kind of exploded on Black Ops 2.
It was pre-COD Champs last year, wasn't it, where he sort of made his mark, and then it was at the actual final qualifications in Germany that I believe everybody sort of started raving about him.
Okay, what's going to happen is we're just having a very small issue here. We're going to go to a very quick commercial break. It shouldn't be more than 30 seconds. So just check something going on in the lobby right now, and then we'll be right back, so don't go anywhere.
ocean they come. Quickly turn to right, the thoughts flow. Take it from me, I'll be fine. Take it from me, I'll be fine.
Hello and welcome back. Sorry about that. It has all been sorted now. It was just something I didn't recognise in the lobby. I thought it might be a different player, but it is the correct player, and we are ready to start. It's actually going to jump straight on board to Domination on Octane, and looks like we're going to default straight onto the Epsilon lineup.
So as we saw earlier on in the Tech Infused game, it is not all about the first half. The points that you need to be getting as that cushion do need to be as high as possible. Did you say that yesterday it was Epsilon that actually lost a 37 point?
No, they won the 2K yesterday.
They won the 2K yesterday, so it was this Epsilon lineup that came back off a 37-point deficit in at the half. So I'm sure their mentality for this map will be quite good after that yesterday. Jerd just trying to get a nade off, unable to pick up any kills with that. Tommy making a play in the middle map area, but has just been taken down, and kills exchanged between the two teams now as Swanee has set up camp over on this right-hand side where he will just spray for days.
Well, he's happy here.
He is happy there, exactly.
He certainly is. Now let's see what he can do. He's just holding it still. Swanee picking up another kill. He's just trying to lock them down here. Just constantly putting shots there. We've actually had a disconnect, and it's after the first 30 seconds, so they're going to have to continue, unfortunately. And they're just going to see how it's going to continue going forward. Can they hold it off?
Yep, Swanee's just been picked off down that right-hand side once again. B flag still not being captured by either team, and as it stands, Epsilon still not got a flag to their name. Swanee quick to try and change that.
Yeah, he's actually recapturing his home flags. They did lose it for a brief second, but they're going to have to try and hold on. Jerd did disconnect just after the cut-off, something we have to put in place so we don't just constantly restart games during this tournament. And now it does look like Epsilon is slowly being pushed back. It is now a 2-cap for the enemy team. AYA are putting the hurt on, and Swanee going to try and stop the bleed a little bit. Picks up one kill.
Yep, AYA, sorry, really trying to capitalise on this. I mean, of course, it's sort of a unnecessary gift, so to speak. I mean, Jerd trying to get himself back into this lobby, I'm very, very sure about. Tommy continuing on, trying to show his worth to this Epsilon lineup. Of course, relatively newly formed, we're both with Tommy and Flux being in this team. Jerd and Swanee, the resident members of this Epsilon lineup.
So it's just Swanee trying to put the hurt down, and you see Epsilon, even if they just neutralise it, no, they can get him back in at the second half, because there is a small break they can utilise to try and get him back. Now, Tommy going to try and put some shots down. They managed to get one, didn't manage to get the second. And it just seems like Epsilon, they're just going to really feel the pain here. Playing a player down, it's just not possible. No matter how matter a good team is, it just doesn't work 3v4.
Well, what makes it even harder is they didn't have full control when Jerd disconnected either. They didn't already have the 2-cap to their name. I mean, if they had, it might have been easier for them to continue on. I mean, it's just a little bit unfortunate that those
Flux
are the rules set in place.
Split.
Yeah, Flux, as you said, go for the split, trying to cause a bit of confusion, but unfortunately for Epsilon, they've got that extra man advantage just to have Perch ready and waiting on different flags.
Certainly have Tommy almost being naded off that one, though. He's been heavily stunned.
Is he going to be able to cap it in time? He has.
Yeah, Swanee on Overwatch around as well, and Flux trying to split it at the same time. You can see Epsilon are just kind of not playing the way they would normally do because they just need to get it. But there you go, Flux picks up another kill. He's actually capping C now, and this could be Epsilon. They've actually got it. I thought they had Jerd back in there, but they don't. I thought I'd throw another arrow back on. But there we go. He has managed to just neutralise it for a bit. They are currently 22 points down. This is not the kind of thing we want to be seeing, unfortunately. But it is happening.
They really are going to have to come all out for it in the second side when Jerd gets himself back into this game. Assuming, of course, that it's not anything more detrimental, but Jerd is back in the game, and of course he's coming in. The team have only got 140 left on this clock, and they are trailing quite heavily. So this is where this Epsilon team.
Look at the difference already. First time they're going to be able to get on B.
Jerd making plays already. Jerd, that is why he is back in this game. Gets himself a two-piece, enables Tommy to capture that flag, so now Epsilon have got the 2-cap in control, and Tommy's going to push on. Looks as if they are going to be going for the domination.
It wouldn't surprise me for Epsilon to go, you know what, here we come, here comes the 3-cap. They're going to really put the squeeze on this team.
Yep, how dare you do this to us? We are Epsilon, we are going to answer back now and completely demolish this lineup.
Well, and they have got the 2-cap now. They should be able to shrink that deficit so far down. Wouldn't be surprised if they try and go even further than that. Here we go. They're going to try and push for the 3-cap and try and hold it off. Tommy managed to pick up another kill. They are just going for it now, putting the HUD on. They're going to have to go back towards A to try and keep that one as well.
Which they've done so. Needs another kill on that, which they've done once again. But 3-cap, there it is.
Oh, they have. They've just turned it around. Epsilon saying, we are not playing with you guys. If we have to play 3 and 4 and you get the advantage as soon as he's back in this lobby, it's time to pile the hurt on, as Tommy says, sit down. And they are just going for it now. Epsilon clawing back this deficit point by point. They've shrunk it to 11 so far, and it just seems like they can continue to do so. Jerd is just unleashing on them as he's come back into this game as well.
Oh, Jerd with the 3-piece there, finally picking up the 3rd with the headshot onto Ebanks, as he does manage to go down to a grenade. Oh, was that a stun actually?
Oh my god, are they actually going to take the lead back once again? Flux is going to go and try and challenge onto B. He is going to take one. Can he take? He does take the second as well. They are not having any of this, as it is now tied up as we go into the second half. It doesn't matter how many players you play with against Epsilon, as soon as that full lineup is there. Hold on. 72
points apiece between these two teams. It's an absolutely incredible display of Call of Duty from Epsilon as they came back into that. Swanee with 18 and 6, 3 captures. It's very, very rare, not saying anything against him, that he ends up with the most objective plays for his team.
Well, he's managed to do it, and there we go. You can actually see how much they got outslayed going into that game there. Epsilon, well, it's unfortunate when a player disconnects according to the rules, but never mind it. Jerd come back in with a vengeance. And it does seem like we're going to go into the second half now. And just unbelievable. You expect Epsilon to win, but when they come back, and you could just see how angry they were about it all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they went all out aggression, didn't they, Bryce? I mean, that's the point I was making. They were not happy. But I mean, I knew that you
could see they were going to go for the right. Let's take this now. Let's get this deficit gone.
None of this. We'll just get the 2-cap, make it a reduced deficit.
What a difference
we're just going to completely. Well, exactly.
But here we go, we're going to go into the second half now. It is completely even, a very rare thing to actually happen. But let's see, as we are actually going to jump on board with the other team. Now, it will be AYA. They've got to be feeling the pain after what happened then.
Yep, so we're going to kick things off on board with Zidanio to start with. Let's see how he can play right off the bat. He's, of course, got that MTAR equipped, so he's going to be looking to get in the short-range combats more than anything, as he's going to push straight out down this right-hand side, try and get a decent angle over on towards the Epsilon team. Now, this is an area that you normally see an AR sort of have, however, he's pushed straight over. Did he get taken down there as we switched over? I think
he did. Now, I predict that Epsilon are going to go straight for the 3-cap again to build themselves a buffer in case anything happens.
Yeah, they don't want to be caught short, do they? I mean, Jerd straight on that B flag. Slick Rick Will does manage to take him down.
He doesn't go for it. He's waiting for his teammates to come back up.
Don't blame him. He wants the support. I mean, you don't just want to be going in against Epsilon on your own. It's hard enough with a full squad.
It certainly is. Just checking, there have been no disconnects as 30 seconds flies past.
There we go, still on board with Rick.
There we go, we're just going to keep going on.
Oh, thought he was going to make that play there, unable to do so. Jerd takes him down, but 2 kills coming back. And is that a sniper I see from Dabs there? That's a strange method on Domination. It's not very often that you see this. He must be fairly handy with that as he's scoping out across the entirety of the map. Going to cause some damage.
Oh, does actually manage to kick up a snipe, but going to get taken down by Tommy. And it's very, very even now, actually, in this. Epsilon kind of losing some of the firepower they actually had. We're just going to keep on board with Ebanks now.
Yep, as a grenade goes over the top from him, as he does realise that they're losing C. Dabs in a good advantageous position up top. Does sustain a lot of damage though, trying to retreat away from that. As it looks as if they're going to try and go for the split, but they are losing C, so they're going to go for A as well.
Yeah, now Dabs just trying to hold this down. And I'm a little bit concerned about that player in the lobby. Who is COD Godverse, and what is he doing in here? If one of the admins could just check that out for me, what is going on with that extra player. But continuing forward, Risey Banks just trying to hold it down, but Jerd is there. Dab's now going to try and challenge him as well. They have managed to hold C, but it looks like they're going to lose B in the meantime.
Yep, so this is looking like it's going to go in Epsilon's favour. Still B not actually in anyone's possession though.
So here's now Dabs moving forward. They're just trying to hold on here. They know Epsilon are so powerful, but they're holding their own. They're not that far behind, but B is currently completely neutral.
Yep, as you've said, that B point is neutral. It's currently 11 points. They're trailing to Epsilon. Although if things stay as it is, it's going to go to Epsilon because of course there's no deficit from the other side.
There's not now. Dabs trying to just keep this locked down, the rest of his team, so they can move in on B. Sleepy Real picks up a kill as well. They're going to go for it, surely. Let's jump on board with someone else. Sleepy Real putting the shots down. Ebanks gets a kill as well. Still not going for B. Looks like they might go for A, but Flux managed to pick up that kill.
Yep, Will straight round on towards that A flag site, trying to predict where that Epsilon team are going to come from. Ebanks is well over on C, so that's going to cause a little bit of confusion now as their team are... Oh, they're currently losing A now though. So Epsilon getting themselves back on level terms, making sure they're not any flags behind, as it looks if AYA are on that B push.
Certainly, there we go. Epsilon just trying to come back in and hold it off, but they have managed to lose the B point. However, they've jumped on it straight away to try and take it back themselves. Dabs is the only person in the range trying to take it. Swanee says no, sit down, and they have now got it. Epsilon now with a 2 points to 1, and they are still holding this lead, but Sleepy Real's trying to go and do it. He's going to go push in to the pawn shop. Is he going to see anyone in? He does see Tommy.
Okay, so we are still on board with Slick Rick Will as they're currently trailing by 12 points overall. They need to get a flag and relatively quickly because 1 minute 30 left on that clock is all, so the time is running out for them.
Here it is, let's see what they can do. Slick Rick Will trying to put some nades down. He's going to get taken down as well. Ebanks throwing a nade out, trying to hold on here. They are now slowly slipping behind Epsilon, and Epsilon do have a good lead of 16 points. They need to try and take B now for them to have an opportunity to actually win this one.
Yep, AYA are pushing onto it, but he has been taken down there. That was Ebanks has been shut down. Dabs is going to go for a kill onto Swan. He does manage to make the headshot, but gets shut down by Jerd. Looks as if this is going to go in Epsilon's favour as the clock is ticking. Only 1 minute left on that clock, Bryce. Not much time at all for them to do anything.
No, it certainly is. It should be in all tied up by Epsilon. However, they look like they're trying to go for the 3 cap and trying to lock it down, but they can't. They have actually lost B, and they're losing A at the same time. Epsilon seem to have this all just sewn up, and they're just coming forward now to just make sure nothing is going to happen the other way. And you know what, it's kind of going the way we thought it would be. The second half, a little bit closer than I thought it would be, especially after the way that Epsilon just tore into them to bring that deficit down.
Yeah, I mean, you really would have thought they would have carried on the way that they'd started, but if you just bring up that scoreboard once again, Bryce, sorry, I thought, yeah, Ebanks not having the best games there, 4 and 14. None of Epsilon really standing out, shining. Teamwork's pretty stable across the board there.
It is. Ebanks trying to do some work here, just trying to hold it down, but without anybody to support him and get on that B thing, it does the B point, yeah, the thing. I think they're in the middle, B called B. The B point, sorry, it's not really going to achieve an awful lot. However, end of the game, Epsilon have taken it fairly comfortably. Nothing too exciting in this second half, and they will be 1-0 up on their best of 5.
Yep, and that was a total deficit of 24 points between the two teams. Epsilon won that matchup. Octane on Domination, the first map of the best of 5 series. They won that by 24 points, so that's a good start to them, the way I'm sure they will have wanted to start their league. It
certainly will, so we're actually going to jump on board and just... Actually, wait a second, I'm just going to check this out. And yeah, there we go. First 1-0 to these. I was just wondering why that player had that. But we are going to be 1-0 to Epsilon, and we're going to be right back after this short break with map number 2.
stand. We will fight, it's not over till it's over.
Welcome back to Gfinity's coverage of the UK and Ireland leagues for this evening. My name is Alex Gooch. I'm joined by Brycey for the second map of this best of 5 series. This is AYA taking on against Epsilon. This is Search and Destroy on Freight.
Yes, it is, and we're going to see these two teams go at it once again, and oh my goodness, what a last game that actually was. It was supposed to be fairly straightforward, we thought, to be Epsilon winning the game. However, the fact they had one player down for 3 minutes and then still won the map, I mean, even the people watching here at the studio were like,
how have they just done that?
Well, when Joe come back in, you could smell the blood in the air. There was going to be some serious pain brought, and they certainly did. It kind of surprising actually. The second half didn't start off with quite a bang. It was kind of equal most of the way through. Both teams struggling to get B.
Yeah, I mean Epsilon won by 24 points, but that didn't really paint the whole picture if you just know that piece of information, does it? But anyway, kicking things off on board with Epsilon once again here. We're going to see Flux first of all. See how he can start things off as he's pushed heavy straight down this right hand side.
Here's now Flux to see how he plays this one. He's actually quite aggressive with this push. He actually sees somebody there. He does win the gunfight. Lots of bullets coming through from another team member. Oh, he actually gets taken down, wall banged.
Through the wall from E-Banks there. Getting that kill. Tommy looking through that middle map as that bomb is down. It's currently 2 versus, is it 3?
Well, let's see what's going on. I'm not entirely sure. We're just going to keep going forward.
Currently on board with Tommy as he's pushing up this right hand side now, trying to get a good angle. He's straight on top that train. You can see the bombs down. He's going to get himself in towards that red building. No, he's not as he gets shut down. That leaves Swanee left all on his own. He's got some pieces to clear up now, Bryce. He's trying to get a good angle on that top building, make sure nobody's pushing towards him. Although I think AYA would be very, very stupid to run out at Swanee. One of the best shooters on the game. Takes down one. He's got 2 more to take down.
He certainly does now. What can he do? He's just going to try and get this clutch. Very, very difficult to clutch. Swanee, one of these players who's definitely best when he's not having to move around very, very quickly. When he's stationary and he's in a position he's comfortable with, it's so difficult to get a beat on this man. Oh, but he does get taken down, and we are actually just going to very quickly end the game, actually, because I've left field orders on. So, just a small mistake, but it won't matter. It's going to be 1-0 to AYA on this one.
Okay, so we're just going to come back while we set that up. So that's 1-0 to AYA.
I can't end it yet. Hold on 1 second.
Our apologies for the delay once again. We are just going to get this map reset up, and we are going to continue. It is going to be 1-0 to AYA, I believe.
Yes, it will. Yeah. And we're just going to get this restarted. All we've got to do is hit the restart button. Continue forward. Like I said, it will be just 1-0 to the AYA team. It's actually my fault. Sorry about that. That's what happened. This is what happens when we have a dedicated host. I mean, they want a dedicated host, and they trusted me, and I messed up.
Never trust Bryce.
Yeah, never trust Bryce. Right, hold on 1 second. Where is it?
Okay, so we are going to be getting things underway. As we've said, it's your scoreboard's going to show that it's 0-0. However, it is currently 1-0 to AYA. They put up a good fight in that first round, dropping down. Of course, Swanee was left in a 1 versus 2 situation and unable to do anything more than just. He was playing for the kills more than anything. I think trying to rack up the scoreboard. When he realised he only had 12 seconds to sort of make a 2-piece or plant the bomb, it just wasn't going to happen too badly for him. So he tried to play for that 1 kill, try and extend the scoreboard a little bit, but unfortunately unable to do anything more. So we're going to get on board with the AYA team.
We certainly are, and they're going to go on the attack now. They are currently 1-0 up in this series, and we have actually had someone disconnect. It's going to be Swanee, and because the game hasn't started, we are going to cut it. We are just holding here. We will be right back after this short commercial break. We're just going to have a quick word with the players. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And I flood myself with ideas. From the ocean they come.
Hello and welcome back. Sorry about that. There was a command error actually on one of the players. So it did actually end there. But we're going to go back into it now. It's still going to be 1-0 AYA. And it does look like we actually have another disconnect. This is unfortunate here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
It is Tommy. It was Swanee last time. We got a game error now. Earlier on, we actually had a disconnect from a player due to Call of Duty having an update. So maybe it's a knock-on effect from that. I'm not too sure. Always seems to be things going on.
Yeah. So we're just going to find out what exactly is going on. Is he still going to be in the lobby? Did he get a command error as well? But the interesting thing to find out, Tommy is currently not on. So we're just going to have to wait for him, unfortunately. So what we can do, I'll go for a very quick break while we wait for Tommy. Don't go anywhere. We will have this map completion. I promise you that. Very, very shortly. See you soon. Hello and welcome back. We finally got the game started. It's really unfortunate, actually. It was 2 command errors on the trot. Helped stopped us from starting the game. But here we go. We're going to go on now with Ebanks and see how we can play this S&D.
Yeah, this is going to be AYA, currently 1-0 in the lead after the restart. So the scoreboard may show currently 0-0. However, AYA currently 1-0 in the lead in this Search and Destroy. Epsilon, of course, did win the first map, Domination, so they are winning 1-0 in the best-of-5 series.
It will now. Let's see what Ebanks can do. He's currently pushing forward just a little bit. Trying to see if he can get a pick here. Pick's usually so important on this one. Both teams have actually got one. It's 3-3. Ebanks trying to just see if he can spot somebody. Going back and forth. Going up top. Where are Epsilon has got to be what's going through his mind.
Yeah, none of those players are actually revealing themselves just yet, Bryce. I mean,
I'm surprised Swanee isn't ready. Usually he's always there. But he's not at the moment. There we go. Tommy managed to take down Ebanks. Back onto Slick Rick Will.
Is he around the back of them here? Or
He is actually behind red.
Needs to start moving very quickly though. Only 20 seconds left on that clock. Needs to make some moves.
So Tommy actually picks up another one as well. He's going to come out. Tommy just sit down and picks up the third at the same time. And here it's going to be on your final. No, it's Swanee. I thought it was Tommy when he came around the corner, but it wasn't. It was Swanee who managed to get that one. And I said, I knew he was in red. I said he would be there. He is always around that area.
There we go, so that's going to level things up. That is 1 apiece between the two teams now. So Epsilon have got their first Search and Destroy round on the board. We're going to get on board with them as they are going to play this attack inside out. We're going to get on board with Flux once again.
Yeah, well, now pushing forward. Flux, is this going to be aggressive? He is certainly sprinting straight down. No, he's going to stop. Interestingly enough, but Dabs actually picks off Tommy straight away, so no more Tommy kills for this round. And how is this going to go down? It does seem like they are using the sniper. Flux is getting support now from his teammates. Swanee and Joe coming to meet him, give him a bit of fire support, close range.
Not picking anything up with those grenades or stuns. It's just revealed to...
Oh, he's giving him throwing that many nades. It's actually given his position away as he manages to get that kill. Swanee reacts to it very, very quickly, but it does mean that it's now 2 versus 3.
Thought Swanee had actually made that kill with the wallbang there. Has a look up top, got that thermal on as well. Not picking up any more kills. Just going to look down this left hand side, seeing if anybody's going to pop out. Not many people are going to show themselves when they know that Swanee's got his hand on that left trigger.
No, they're certainly not now. He's being very, very cautious here. They know they are a man down, and with the time slowly taking away, it gets worse and worse, their situation. He sees somebody, puts bullets in. If he can get that bomb down and get out of there, they might have a chance, but they need to make the next pick. A 1 versus 3 is certainly not the situation you want to be in, but Ebanks managed to get it. It's now Swanee in the clutch situation.
Once again on the attack as well, Swanee's left all alone.
Oh, he's been seen. He has been seen. That's a horrible position because it means they can plant while he is pinned. Defuse while he is pinned. He has a nade though. Nade going out. Oh, doesn't mind. Gets the fuse before that nade can connect.
He literally couldn't move out of that corner, could he? I mean, he had people looking straight at him, waiting for him just to poke out. So that is now 2-1 to AYA, winning both of their defensive rounds. So that's good work from them.
It certainly is. So we're now going to jump back on board with the attacking team. Now 2-1 up in the search and destroy. E-Banks pushing forward. They're currently beating Epsilon on this map. Can they continue that trend?
Yeah, going to go for a pre-nade straight down the middle there, trying to pick off any rushes from Epsilon. Jerd with the first blood though onto Danio. He makes that kill.
Just trying to get this. Now the great thing I find about this league is that every single one of these teams has had to go through the qualifying tournament, which means they are no slack in the talent department. They have made it into the top 16 to break into the 2 leagues. So E-Bank's now going to push forward.
Yeah, he's gone to join his teammate there, who has got the bomb inside that middle map area. E-Bank's getting the aerial position, just trying to have a look on red. Bullets have come down from red. Didn't actually see him on his screen, no. Bomb is currently in limbo. This one has just been killed by Dabs with a headshot, so is that 2 versus 2 again now?
It is now. E-Bank's just going to hold this on. No, it's 2 versus 3. Flux, Jerd and Tommy still alive for Epsilon now. They have to go get this bomb. E-Bank's going to be very careful going across here.
There was a player inside that building that he's just currently stood by as well. I don't think he actually...
Was that a leg? Was that a leg?
I think that was the dead body from the bomb carrier.
But now E-Banks, it looks like he's going to go for a B push. However, his teammate is not right next to him. He's going to have to be very careful here. Instantly taken down. And now it's going to be Dabs, who is heavily tagged, looking to see anything. Doesn't matter. He gets shot. You're going to see it in your final kill cam. We'll also find out who it is. But there it, oh, it's going to be Jerd actually in the 3-story this time. Sees him. And, wow, was that one bullet he just took him down with?
I think that was, you know.
I said he was heavily tagged.
Very heavy tagged, evidently. 2-2 now. The scores are level, 2 apiece between the 2 teams on this search and destroy game.
It really is. Now, jumping on to the attack with Epsilon here. Like you said, score currently tied between them. Can Epsilon now pull it into the lead, or are they going to slip back behind? Epsilon Flux rushing forward once again. Will he make the same judgment calls? He's actually been shot at, so they're going to know he's there. Is he going to be rushed again and taken down?
He's been shot out from that middle garage. He saw somebody just as he poked out again. Doesn't want to actually give himself the opportunity to get heavy tag, because of course on this game he can die so quickly.
Okay, let's see. Flux just being very cautious. Like I said, it usually stalls here in the middle of this map as both teams wait for the pick. And as soon as they get one, there we go. Tommy managed to get one. Jerd, it looks like he's going to go straight for the plant. Actually lining himself up with the leg there, so he can take down Flux. Managed to take down Slick Rick. And there is another player there. Swanee desperately looking for him with a thermal.
That bomb has gone down. Swanee, of course, got his teammate Thermal popping up on him on that left-hand side, scoping out towards that middle map. But Zidanio quick to answer back for AYA. They need to capitalise on that now and start to push out, get themselves around that bomb area to be able to defuse. Doesn't look as if they're going to be able to. I mean, the setup that Epsilon currently got was really good. Flux in a good position just to stop anybody coming through that red building. And that is currently 3-2 now to Epsilon as they take the lead for the first time in this search and destroy.
They do. They have managed to slip back into the lead. It did look like AYA were going to just keep them down there, but they haven't. So, Flux picking up the last kill. I'm going to bring up the scoreboard for this one. Tommy, 6-1. He really is just being a monster.
Yep, Tommy doing what he does best. Going absolutely huge. Once again on board with E-Banks for the start of this attacking round. Let's have a look at the score. Currently top of his leaderboard.
Okay, now he's actually closed the door and he's going to back off now. Let's see if we can find someone slightly more ahead. Now, Dabs has a sniper rifle, so he's going to be one of the players looking to make that kill. And look how look how cautious he's being, making sure he has the sight lines are minimised. Checking that top window as well. Doesn't really want to get picked. He's made it over to the other side. Now he's just going to keep checking the picks. Wow, look where he's got to. Zidanio has actually managed to flank, and he could go in the back of red here and actually do some serious work. Now, we're going to be very cautious there. Now, but Jerd bangs him straight away.
Ready and waiting, poised was the Irish monster there, Jerd.
Oh, Dabs actually takes down Swanee in red. With Jerd left alone now, and you can actually see him making a move now. Slick Rick Will is in a position. Is he going to go for the A plant, or is he going to wait for another kill against Epsilon? He's going to be very cautious here. Please, he's not going to crawl across now. I didn't think he was going to. Now, he does look like he wants to make the plant, but they're going to know. Epsilon have got to know that it's so little time left. This is when they'll be looking to plant. And there's actually shots going down there. You can see them just come around his head. Rising Banks actually takes down Tommy. Jerd takes down Slick Rick Will. Ebanks now going to he gets taken down by Jed at the same time. Dabs all alone for the clutch.
This has got to be big from Dabs. He needs to get sight on that bomb. I mean, he's just seen a player drop down. He needs to be looking around that bomb site. He hasn't got any grenades to try and pick any of them off either. It looks as if he's just going to let them defuse this. This does not look good movement from him.
How are they defusing it here? They might have made it just in time. No, that bomb has actually been defused. He left it just a little bit too long. You were right there, Gooch. He was quite a way away from the bomb site. He was clearly just trying to make a pick and being very cautious here.
He was trying to grind down the time just so that he'd be able to pick that player off the bomb site as he was defusing, just to try and buy himself some time, because of course defuse time's 7.5 seconds, so unable to actually do that, and it is currently 4-2 to Epsilon as they are trying to pull away with this now.
Now on board to Jerd. See what he can do, this man. He's currently 5-3 on top of the leaderboard thanks to his plants. And look, you see Epsilon have this set up now. And it's usually very slow around this area. You've got to be very careful. Jerd throwing a nade in.
Nade up top, not going to pick anything off with it though. It's furthest forward for his team. Going to flick back onto Swanee as he's got that thermal out. Tommy also with the thermal.
They're just being very cautious here. They're trying to find it. Oh, I didn't even realise Slick Will disconnected. When did he disconnect?
He's back in the game now. Of course, won't be good enough for this round.
He certainly won't. But now they're going to go for the plant.
Okay, so Tommy's going to get that bomb down. Bomb carrier for the team. He's got that down. Flux is going to be rocking around this right-hand side once again, around this bottom red area.
Just looking, he's usually in here. He keeps winning the gunfights. So clearly he's their man to just hold this deal down. And they're actually waiting. It's now 2 versus 4. AYA not having the best time. Dabs actually picks off Tommy though. Looks like they might start making a move. It is 2 versus 3. Epsilon Flux takes him down though. It's going to be 1 versus 3. And I didn't even get a chance to switch sides. It's going to be 5-1 to Epsilon.
Yeah, which does of course bring it to 5-2 overall. AYA winning a round before, of course, we ended the game first time round. As you just see Jerd with your round willing kill cam there.
There we go. He does manage to make that one. And it's now going to be map point for Epsilon. Can they win this one?
We are just a potential 1 minute 30 away from knowing that, Bryce. So let's get on board with the attacking side. That is going to be AYA as we see them attempt to keep themselves in this search and destroy. Once again on board with Ebanks off the bat. This time going a little bit more aggressive. Trying to catch Epsilon off guard here. He's chosen the MTAR as opposed to his Remington or Sniper from previous rounds.
Just being very cautious here. Flux actually managed to get the first pick. Tommy gets another one as well. Looks like they're going to try and put this one out early. Doesn't manage to get that jump back on the Dabs. Dabs takes him down. He's trying to put shots down on top. He doesn't. Jerd outshoots him. It's now Banks for the clutch. 1 versus 3. He's actually been seen as well and does not manage to get away. He's going to go down.
Okay, so that is now going to be 2-0 to Epsilon.
Scoreboard like we thought it would be. Did think there for a little while on the S&D that it would be a lot closer, but it has turned out not to be so. And just going to have a quick look at the final scoreboard when it does come up at the end of the game. 7-3 for Jerd, 7-4 for Tommy. Dabs did quite well. Slick Will obviously coming back in the last one doesn't really count. But there we go. That was map number 2 in this game here for the leagues. We're going to be right back with the Blitz map. And don't go anywhere, as I'm hoping that it should be better. It was
Take one step back, I'm closer. Rising tide escapes my feet. Still holding back while I'm closer. Open my hand to the sea. Shake it off as I walk closer. And I flood myself with ideas from the ocean they come. Quickly turn to ride the thoughts flow. Take it from me, I'll be fine.
Hello and welcome back to the Gfinity coverage of this the league games here. We're jumping into the Blitz game and we don't actually have the opposing team in, unfortunately, which means we're going to have to end it. That is kind of unfortunate. I'm not entirely sure why they didn't join. Seem to have a little problem there. But we'll find out very, very shortly for you. I'm sure the admins will be right onto that one. But we're going to go and ask you guys once more, who do you think is going to win this final map? For me, it's fairly obvious, but I would like to hear your opinions.
Potential final map, Bryce.
Potential final map. Like I said, for me, it's fairly obvious.
Yes.
But it could go either way. Like I say, you don't expect these kind of teams to go through. Everybody's kind of just counting them already in. But it could go either way. We are just waiting for... Oh, they have got a player missing. That's what it is. One of the players has just obviously got a command error once again. But
a little bit of an issue tonight. I think there has been some Call of Duty update.
Yeah, there was apparently an update earlier on. Actually, in the middle of a game, and a few people had a few problems with it. But continuing forward, once more, I said, please, if you want to share the stream, feel free to. If you want to find out who you are rooting for in these leagues, please let us know. We're always equal. We do check all the Twitter there. We actually have a guy who's watching it right now, just in case. Also, if you do want to share anything else, the Twitter is @Gfinity, the Facebook Gfinity UK, the YouTube where you'll find VODs and such is, of course, Gfinity TV, and the website, gfinity.net.
Yep, of course. Tune into all of the social media. Let us know your thoughts and opinions on this qualification process. Who would you like to see to go all the way through to Call of Duty World Championships in LA?
Yeah, we are starting the game up once again. It's going to be Blitz on Warhawk. And this is going to be map number 3. Epsilon currently 2-0 up on this one. And you know what? Like I said, most people are predicting this to be Epsilon's game.
Yeah, many are predicting that way. I mean, if you have a look on the Twitter, it's probably around 95% Epsilon's favour, which really is, it tells the story itself. And we have got all players in the game, so we are good to go. This Blitz map is going to be underway. Will we be seeing something that we saw from Infused earlier on, Bryce, where they got sort of, it was 3 points.
Oh, well, that was
45
incredible.
seconds, wasn't it?
That game earlier on is definitely going to have to be one of the VODs you re-watch, because every single part of it was just electrifying. But here we go, on board with Jerd. Does manage to get... No, he doesn't get the kill. Flux manages to take it. And I expect to see these guys put up a big score, if I'm honest. I think they're going to be quite aggressive here. Flux and Jerd working in tandem to clear this right-hand side of the map.
Yep, Jerd's connection still playing up a little bit for him. Not able to actually make those kills, but Swanee pushing up this left-hand side as well. Of course, it looks as if what Epsilon doing here really, really well is they're all moving in unison up the map.
Yeah, now they are. You see them kind of surrounding AYI. You've been stunned there. I'm going to move on to Flux as he comes up as well. See, is he really going to go for that over there? He is.
It looks as if he's gone for
Nade
two,
Master is trying to throw them completely over the top. Razibanks managed to get a kill on Swanee. Flux now going to come around the outside. He has managed to get that kill. Is outnumbered, unfortunately. But there is smokes down. He gets another kill there. Flux is going to go for it. Knee slide to the in. However, it has been traded. They lost a point of their own.
Yeah, almost identical timings as well, and they were actually smokes that Flux threw over the top of that building just to add in a little bit of confusion. But that was a good trade from AYA there. Still on board with Flux after he got those points on the board, pushing straight up this left-hand side now, just trying to get in an advantageous position around the back of that AYA lineup.
Let's see what they can do. Flux
just holding fire, I think, now, Bryce.
He certainly is. Slick will manage to pick up Epsilon Swanee. Flux continuing to move. He's going to go over top. He's actually just going to get taken down before he can do anything. It's here, still 1-1. Very close game at the moment. Only 1 point apiece now. We are on board with Jerd moving forward in this first half.
Yep. Watching Jerd push up that middle map. He's been taken down by Zidanio with the MTAR inside that middle map. Swanee just sitting pretty down this right-hand side, just trying to hold fire, make sure nobody can come back, get around the back of this Epsilon lineup.
There we go. Tommy managed to take down the kills. We do flick over to him. Trying to find someone being a little bit aggressive, trying to make the plays. We keep going on a Jerd. He is having a few issues by the look of it, so we'll keep off of him for now. Swanee just holding here as he usually does. He just managed to pick up that kill quite easily. Like I said, it's kind of all just tied up at the moment.
Yep, there's a little bit of a stalemate going on right now, Bryce. I mean, whether we'll see any more aggression on the other side from this Epsilon lineup, I'm not too sure. It looks as if they wanted to go all out aggression to start with, then thought better of it, perhaps. I'm not too sure. Flux on this right-hand side there now.
Don't pick up a kill. If they can pick up another wave of kills, they'll certainly try and push it once more. And they are looking, just checking every single area. Dabs going to take it now. He actually sits someone in the corner, but no, he gets outshot by Dabs. And now they are going to have to restart. Who's that in the wave there? And it's going to be Jerd. Jerd managed to get it, and he actually gets into the point. It's now 2-1 to Epsilon.
Yep, he's made his way in towards that point. Epsilon have taken the lead now for the first time in this Blitz game. No trade this time either. As Jerd is going to push up on this left-hand side. He knows that there's a player around him somewhere. Has he just been dropped down? No, he hasn't. Jerd's going to clean that up. That's 3 picks apiece for the team. Dabs, the only player left alive. Surely that's going to be a point captured.
Flux going to keep going. And they are struggling to get into this point here a little bit, I feel. Swanee just holding it. They're just trying to find every corner here. They're very aware that they are kind of just playing this kind of really good defense.
They're making
Flux,
the kills, aren't they?
yeah.
But they're just not getting in the right positions.
There's so much smoke everywhere on this map. He gets taken down. His team member is Jerd, and he's not in a position either. He gets taken down, and it is, like I said, it just seems very stalled for Epsilon. They can't really get anywhere. It's 2-1 at the moment to them, and that is nothing.
Yep, they've got to set back up. I mean, 1 point is, as you say, Bryce, literally nothing on Blitz. I mean, it's very rare that 1 point will actually decide a game, but it could go that way this time.
It certainly can now. Swanee, the man turret himself, trying to set up. Even he's pushing forward, trying to get some map control here, but trying to make these wave kills. Flux picking up another kill. Swanee just watching Gina's.
Biding his time now in that bakery, making sure nobody can push out. There is a player on the left-hand side of it, though, trying to get an angle down the street. Swanee does see him, unable to make the kill. So Danio just dodged behind, sees one up top, gets down behind cover, pops back up, unable to make that kill.
Just trying to make it. There we go. Joe's actually on the flank now. Is he going to see? He does see one. He has support of a teammate, though. If he can make enough noise, he should be okay. Jump on board with his teammate, and it's going to be Tommy, but they both go down. And now on to Flux. Like I said, they just can't seem to get in here. AYA are just playing heavy, heavy defense.
They really are. They've set up shop, so to speak, Bryce. They're holding back a little bit. I don't know whether they're going to try and just get Epsilon on the counter, sort of old Modern Warfare 3 optic style.
Yeah. Well, they are maybe trying to go for that. I mean, like I said, this is Blitz, very different game type to capture the flag, because you can kind of sneak in and all that sort of thing. You don't have to worry about getting home, as it's instant transportation. So like I said, it can favour the more aggressive team. But AYA holding off Epsilon by 1 point with incredible defence.
Yeah, that really was. I mean, if we'd have said before the half who we're going to see in the lead at the half time, we definitely would have said Epsilon, I would have thought, but only 1 point in it. And a very low scoring game as well. It's not.
I wasn't expecting it, especially with the amount Epsilon were pushing, but they just weren't able to get in. And it does seem like we're going to go into the second half 2-1. And I expect it to explode. I expect someone to get a point. And if AYA start going aggressive, then I can see that just skyrocketing.
You can see it being a cricket score.
Yeah, I certainly can. Now, Ebank's going to go up top here, trying to lock down the... Trying to put some shots down, and he has actually managed to take down Swanee out, shooting him. Jerd managed to get a kill back. Jerd getting a 2-piece. Slick Rick Will holding, where we actually saw Swanee holding last time round.
Yep, Slick Rick Will obviously learning from the pros. Having a look down this right-hand side, just going to bide his time with the MTAR. Knows that there's a player in front of him. That's going to be Flux. He's going to pop out, take him down, and now that's going to give him the option just to push up a little bit now. Try and go for some cut-offs. Try and get in a position to put some points on the board. Of course, after 5 minutes 40 played, there has been only 3 points scored, 2 of which have gone in Epsilon's favour.
That's now Risey Banks. He's trying to just hold this one.
Having a look in the middle, he's just spotted a player behind that block. He does manage to get the better of Swanee once again. No headshot for him though. He's just going to retreat back a little bit.
So, it's just so still. I mean, you can even see they're not in any rush to go anywhere, Gooch.
I'm not too sure what sort of mentality they're sitting on here, Bryce. I mean,
yeah, so at one point I thought it was going to push up, and then he just come back. Now Ebanks is currently the furthest person up, and he's just past halfway.
like I said, I'm not sure on their mentality, on their tactics here. I mean, they've obviously got something that's worked for them. Of course, they've qualified for this, so they've obviously done something right.
So yeah, there we go. A lot of kills gone down now. It's good chances. Epsilon managed to get a third, and I think, like I said, if we get another point, it might force AYA to just be a lot more aggressive.
They've got to be now, I think. I mean, if Epsilon start taking the lead and pulling away from them, they need to go all out aggression, so they might as well do it now rather than wait until it is too late. 3 minutes 20 left on that clock now.
Trying to spin and trying to hit someone. There are a lot of kills going down, but it is going to go in favour of AYA as Dabs picks up a two-piece, and now he's actually sprinting out of the spawn. Are they going to go aggressive?
Looks as if they are. I mean, Slitrit Will pushing up heavy on this left-hand side now. He's not stopping for breath. He's just literally going to push up. Goes for the drop shot, unable to land any bullets onto Jerd there, as Jerd takes him down with the headshot. Of course, exposed his body too much. Swanee with a headshot on Ebanks as well. This time says, "You are not out shooting me." Oh, but here we go. So Danio takes down Flux, goes for the two-piece and able to pick that up. Dabs takes down Tommy, and kills just being traded off between the two teams. But of course that plays in favour of Epsilon as they currently lead 3-1, although 2 points again, not much in it, Bryce.
No, so now, but Jones wanting both picking up kills. Dabs is in a forward commanding position, and he's just trying to put it down. Can he get that through the wall? Using the entire clip, doesn't manage to do it. But here's the furthest man up. The rest of his team are playing that defense again. He doesn't have an SMG, so... Oh, he does have an SMG. He actually had one spare. But look, once again, there's just... Ebank's not really moving.
Come to a standstill once again. I mean, Ebank's obviously the designated defensive player, but they need to implement some form of rotational tactic here so that they're able to push up on the map and try and get the points on the board so that then they can start generating, as they're currently trailing by 3 points now. And the sort of aggression that they're adopting here is not going to get them many points, Bryce.
Yeah, it certainly is now. Dabs actually going forward now. Can he try and get further? Can he go anywhere? He has managed to make that kill. I'm surprised his team should be rushing to meet him to do is Slickwick currently in the middle. Actually go back on board with Dabs. He is in the most forward position. Teammate coming to help him. And this is finally, they're finally going to try and make a push. It has been several minutes since we've seen them anywhere near farthest forward. But they've lost another point. I said this, as soon as they start pushing up, Epsilon are going to be like, right, here we go. We finally let some gaps in your defence. We're going to keep going for it. 6-1. He does get taken down as well.
It's getting too late, Bryce. I mean, they've let it get to that point now. There's 5 points and, of course, only a potential 75 seconds left to play for. So they really are cutting it fine.
You know what? If you're ahead and you can hold a defence like they were, fine. But they weren't ahead, and they had to keep pushing out to try and take it. And I said it's kind of frustrating because you could see it starting to happen, and it's just got worse and worse and worse. And like, even now, Ebank's just holding here. He's not really worried about going forward. He's not even going to try for the trade that quickly. He's going to try and go for the shot. He has actually managed to get it. Stopping there, and he's now finally got in. That's the first capture for them in 4 minutes. With probably like the 3rd push.
Yeah, that is only their first capture of this half. It's currently 8-2 to Epsilon. It is beyond the reach of AYA now, so that looks as if it's going to be a 3-0, as predicted sort of by Epsilon, although the score doesn't necessarily tell the exact tale.
No, it does not. Danio trying to go for another one. He has. It's going to be too late anyway. You really want to go for runs, you need to do it earlier on. Slickwick will actually leaving the game in a rage quit. Tommy picking up a 2-piece. Who we're currently watching is looking at the floor while trying to run this one in.
Looks as if he might actually make it as well. I mean, Epsilon know that it's...
I don't think Epsilon care.
No, it's
I really don't think they do. But there we go. That will be the last one as we do come back to the studio, it looks like. As that will be all over. Have a quick look at the final scores actually before we do come back to the studio. Because I think Epsilon maybe put up a fairly decent score. It didn't look that big because obviously they had to keep running into the guns. But, well, okay, Tommy, the game changer himself, 25 and 12, put it in, and he was just fantastic. But there we go. That is game number 2 from us this week.
Yeah, we've had one from Alpha, one from Bravo. So we've given a good little bit of coverage across the board.
There are only going to be 8 games in total played to date, so we've covered 2 of them. And don't go miss Wednesday, of course. That will be the French and German leagues. We will have the leagues once again next Monday for you guys. Catching up with it. All the scores will be updated, so keep an eye on the social media. And from me, Brycey.
From me, Gucci.
This is going to be good night, and see you next time.